welcome to the 4th episode of this little code along series where we basically are making a kind of cooking game for mobile phones. On our last video, we managed to get the food object to move on the screen when we push our finger against it. Today is gonna be a little bit shorter video. What we're gonna do is simply when our food object touches the cooking pot or trash can, we want to print a debug message that just says you've put the food object in the cooking pot or in the trash can. So we're gonna start with the basics. We're gonna add a box collider to our trash can and cooking pot. See here, a box collider for that one and a box collider for this one. And then we need to have a script that can detect when the food object touches the containers or the cooking pot. So we're simply gonna create a C# script here and let's call it cooking pot, as we're going to put it on the cooking pot. With that, let's actually add it and open it up. Let's see here. We can start by removing these and these as we won't be using them right now. So the method we want to create here is on trigger enter 2D, and we simply type void on trigger enter 2D. Inside here we want our debug.log statement like this. We wanted to say something like putting the food object into the cooking pot. So in order to get information from the object that is entering the cooking pot, we use the variable that it collects, the collision. Now, I don't like collision as a variable name. I like to call it call. So here we can call the name of the collider, which is call.name, and we add a little statement here. Let's say food object is put into the cooking pot. Yeah, and save that. I've done that mistake too many times. All right, well, like I said, it was going to be a short episode, and this should work. Let's start it up. Let's drag it to the cooking pot. Why isn't it going inside? All right. Yes, so as the method we use is on trigger, we want actually a trigger. So we're going to go into the food object and go into the food object's box collider and name that collider as a trigger, which means that when this object enters another box collider, it will trigger instead of acting like a physical object that just stops when it collides with another box collider. So we start this now and drag it in here. Alright, still not working? Of course it isn't. Let's see here why it isn't going. Oh, right. So the cooking pot was on the other side. Let's try it again. See here? Yeah, so now the food object is put into the cooking pot, which means the debug.log statement is working and it is triggered when entering this game object. The next thing we will do is do the same with the trash can. So let's create another C# script here and call it trash can. Open that up like this. Just do the same here. Remove this statement, and just because I'm a little bit lazy, I'm going to copy paste this method in here, change this part into trash can and save it. And now, before we start, let's not forget to add this script to the trash can. Now we can try it out, and it should work. Oh, right, no, the other side. Yes, now it works. That's what I had planned for this episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. It was short, it was simple, so stay tuned for the 5th episode of this Code Along series. I hope you have a lovely night, and goodbye.